I finally tried Inaros. After all that time, even after his rework, thinking that he's completely garbage, I finally give him a shot and well, turns out he's pretty decent. The thing is that I already knew straight after his rework. The problem is the abilities. But hey, they got reworked. And they are very nice and good and useful now, no? And that is very true. The problem is that it's only one ability and you could maybe say two. Because I got to be real with you and I don't wanna sell you shit, I play him because I love how Anubis looks. Straight up, there's no other reason. He's tanky as fuck, I love it. But other than the fact that he's tanky as fuck and status immune, there's nothing else going for him in my likings than looking like Anubis. But that's Warframe and that's completely more than plenty to play a Warframe. So let's take a look about those abilities and see what I'm complaining about. First ability, Desiccation. Blinds enemies with a wave of cursed sand that blinds them and steals their health. And opens them to finishers, of course. Whenever you want to take your enemies out one by one, that's probably the perfect ability for this. So unless you are fanboy of secondary weapons and you're using Crescendo to build up the combo points for the secondary outburst, I can never ever see any use of that ability. Although if you do that, that's a very niche use of it. There is an augment for that ability. Whenever you kill something with the finisher, it will spawn you a swarm cavat that will spread Scarab Swarm. And in my opinion, it's just completely useless as that ability unless you stack in for that Crescendo. And I will simply argue it with the fact that it just takes out a mod slot. And this ability is one of the two abilities I mentioned with the less excitement towards it. So basically, the entire time you spin, you're completely invulnerable. That's a big W. The less of W or more like an L is the way it groups enemies. It completely sucks for that part. The healing out of it is completely irrelevant. The fact that it just immunes you for a longest time is just lovely. And it helps you extract from the mission because it speeds you up. It has an augment mode that at first might sound interesting, but me being very positive guy, I'd say that's just a waste of a mod slot. Unless you insist of priming with it, well, here's your choice. And we finally add the Scarab Shell, the beauty of an ability that gives him status immunity and shitload of armor in cost of 2.5k of his health. So if you have some health mods, you will be able to cast it instantly up to full. If you don't, well, you just cast it near full, go Operator, heal your Inaros real quick, finish casting, go back Operator, finish healing him, and that's it. Or you just get into the mission, like I do, start casting it, I do one melee swing, I finish casting it. This ability is one big winner, one big W for Inaros. It makes him like nothing else needed, honestly. At that point you're immune to status, you get some armor and you're immune to status. This is just lovely and I cannot love it more. There is some cheat death augment for it, but that's a mod waste, by the way. And just before we go to the fourth ability, we need to cover that passive, which I wish did not exist. First of all, if I already fucked up and I'm down, I really don't want this shit to get up with. I want my Operator. I wish I could disable that shit. That's it from me. Like after you finish your focus, like you have all the waybounds unlocked and everything, you will hate this. But that might be very personal preference because for example Seva got as well. I hate that shit. I hate it to the point where I'd rather him not have any passive at all than this. If I had personally a choice, like an Exilus slot for example, since he doesn't need any Prime True-Footer or other things like this, I'd put that Exilus to disable this shit. And this is some corrosive AoE priming, some Scarabs, some Cavats, blah blah blah. That's a perfect Helmin slot for an ability like Wrathful Advance or Roar that we can slap Precision Intensify on. And if you love Inaros so much that you love every single fucking part of him, if you love so much his abilities, please just take yourself a break, think of it, and just slap Tempest Barrage if you really want some AoE corrosive priming and you're gonna get viral impact. And I really come up positively to those abilities after the rework, but it's just undeniable that they didn't really do a good job. 2 godlike abilities and 2 useless ones. This is literally, I don't know, if you really think it's a good corrosive priming, you still can just Helmint Tempest Barrage. And let's take a quick step back. 2 godlike abilities, no, only 1 godlike ability and a very useful one. But this is godlike, this is just useful. And if anyone gonna tell me that having corrosive AoE blah 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 blah, no, it's not that useful. I will want up everything with 99% weapons I touch. I don't need anything to get primed all around. If I really want priming all around, it's when I just want to do more and more bullshit amount of numbers, the bigger numbers than possible. That's only when I need full priming. Normal gameplay, right now, even on level cap, you don't fucking need overcrapped statuses. It's only if you want a damage cap. Remember, 90% armor, 90% damage reduction on enemies is the limit they will ever have. But the biggest positive surprise I had with Inaros was the fact that I did not need any single defensive things really to stay alive in base steel path. But I still did some of them just to fit that like theme of being a tanky frame. And remember that Inaros goes very well with melee weapons. And I'd say I'm kind of an expert in terms of melee weapons. And just remember that 23% on Rauta is only because that's the best shotgun for whenever you're using a melee weapon. Then comes Accesiories with 8% and Sido, which was my primer for my melee weapons before. And my early experience with Warframe was only melee, and that was only Nikana Prime as well. That's why it still holds up on 6.2, even though it's been ages since I used it. But you know, if you could only see that exalted blade usage. Because mind you, most of you never seen me play Excalibur Umbra and he's still on the 3rd spot. So yeah, that would be enough lore about me, let's go back to Inaros. So with his shitty baseline armor, I didn't really think modding for armor has a point. Outside of the mecha set of course, and I'm using my Hurasku bro with this, then that's mainly of course for the mecha pulls, for the fat juicy armor we can get from this, 1k, 2k%, that's real armor Inaros can have modded. One mod for 1k, 2k% armor, that's what fits it. And we slapping narrow-minded for the quality of life. I hate to recast everything all the time. This is why this garbage augment has no place in the build, since it bases off of ability range. We slap adaptation because we are a big boy that tanks everything in the face, so he needs some damage reduction. Primed continuity for even more ability duration. And we slap in all the ability strength we can master with primed flow for that wrathful advance. Molt augmented and arcane fury. But you say you're not melee guy, well, then just swap this shit with Roar, Eclipse or Zata's Whisper, Arcane Acceleration, Arcane Rage, perhaps Tempo if you rather shotguns more, and you're sorted on that. And well, one thing I have to mention, whenever I see an Inaros player having this shit in build, I wanna puke. I don't know for what crimes his Exilus slot was modded with this shit by baseline. Yeah, fucking annoying. But there is one saving grace here, if we use Ready Steel, we're gonna get 30 combo points, and that's the only saving grace here, I swear to god. We don't really need a mecha empowered aura, so we can swap it for Ready Steel and enjoy. I never really see a use of that extra damage to that one marked target, but we always get that 7.5 meters on the range that we can get our Mecha Pulse armor from. So losing it a bit will also just render our armor a bit down, but it is what it is. You can always just reformat that Exilus and put Preparation. Or anything that's not completely garbage like Physic and Coaction Drift combo, cause yeah, don't waste your mod slots bro. I would honestly rather triple Umbra him than put fucking Physic in the aura slot. Just look, Lone Archon Vitality. Look this HP. Like, why would you ever consider Physic and Coaction Drift combo? Like, why? And just imagine his original 4 when you have augment for this, and if you really would like to play this with the range, you could put Archon Vitality and instead Primed Continuity, the Archon Continuity, and just imagine the capabilities of this priming versus his original 4. That's quite funny, isn't it? So basically that's a high duration, big balls, big damage build for Inaros. We don't need defensives, we big boys, yeah? We go Molt Augmented to be able to stack even more damage during the mission, and Arcane Fury for even more damage. Since I'm gonna be mainly meleeing, this is the Huras build, mainly for the mecha recharge, let's be honest. Tandem Bond, everything else doesn't really matter. We have Primed Pack Leader, Link Vitality and Fiber for the survival on the pet, Loyal, Primed, Fetch for the triple trio of the mods that we never change, Contagious Bond and Hunter Recovery for the damage he can do with your spreading of the status, and the melee swings, since you know those pets really do damage now, so that's one form of your healing that does not include 1 and 2 of your abilities. Of course we're using our offensive build, so if you're playing Roar instead of Wrathful Advance, your Huras will enjoy one-tapping level capped enemies. We have Noctua with that ability strength on alternate fire, lock canticle, but it's all only for the Augur mods, Carnis and Saxum, and I don't even know if you need that, so if you wanna level 2 weapons, you can take off the secondary. And for Focus Skull, I picked Nairo, but it's honestly just because I wanted to embrace the tank part of it and get that 200 armor. And Loki take a dig on his fourth ability and the corrosive priming, but the armor stripping can just, you know, be forgotten. The build I use on my melee uses some initial combo, so I don't think Naramon's useful. Madurai could be good if you could rest with your operator, but you know, even if you don't rest with your operator, you still get some casting speed, some damage, so you could go for this, I guess. Vazarin, like you have your 2, you have your 1 for finishers, so I guess Vazarin would be useless unless you wanna immune, but you can do that with your 2. So I guess that one goes off. And Zenurik if you want to help your teammates with energy, I guess, because you won't be needing much yourself. And to even further embrace the tank, we're gonna be using Daikyu. And why? Of course, for the Amalgam Daikyu target acquired. For that lifesteal on Nikanas. And in the melee slot, we pack in Muramasa, melee influence build with gas for that heal over time. We're using Blind Justice or any other fucking Nikana stance you have at the moment. If you somehow don't have this one, you use any other one. Doesn't matter, because thing that does not change for our Muramasa, which is of course Siam, Duviri Nikana. The heavy attacks, they don't really care about what stance you use, and that's what we're basing the build on. And before we go any further, you want to use any shenanigans with slams, etc, etc. 100% viable, just use the Nira mods on the Inaros wherever you have a slot, wherever you fancy, and use some, I don't know, afflictions, duplicate whatever the fuck you want, Azotane or something, but then you don't have, you know, Daikyu and Nikana lifesteal, which, you know, you're not embracing the tank, so fuck you, embrace the tank. And condition overload, because it goes very fucking crazy on the Siam, and we're having Wrathful Advance for that Galvanized Steel and Amalgam Organ Shatter. And the Riven, the main thing about the Riven is that I have electricity here, bunch of crit damage, the range is non-negative on case of Siam, Galvanized Elementalis, cause yeah, gas here, we have Prime Fever and Molten Impact, cause yeah, we need that gas. Normally I would be having Focus Energy honestly here, if it wasn't for the, I mean honestly, let's make non-Riven build, okay, because this actually fits me better. And Galvanized Reflex for that initial combos, cause we're gonna be spamming heavy attacks. And why not the original Nikana? Because it sucks compared to Siam, end of the story, why ask? Like, it's obvious, it's just a melee. It's a melee range weapon that actually does melee things and works like an actual melee supposed to. This one, no. This one sends waves of fucking hell that erase everything on their path. Why would you play normal Nikana? Simple. Do you have to play Influence? No, you don't. You can play Exposure or you can play Influence. You wanna play Crescendo? It fucking sucks, don't do it ever, other than secondary outburst purposes. For anyone in the comments, no, I'm not joking, melee Crescendo sucks, always did, never was even remotely close to be useful, other for getting some platinum on market. If anyone wants any proofs and wanna prove me like his Crescendo build will be better than mine's, I mean, sure, find 2 more guys that are also like thinking that Crescendo is good, so I can like get all of you your damage done, all 3 of you combined, and then show you that me without Arcane will still do more. Of course I'm joking, no one has to listen to me if Crescendo is good or not. For me it's garbage and I have reasons for it that are based on, well, simply you just get combo points that take forever to come back, so you anyway have to get some efficiency. And if you build for the initial with this, you're already halfway through. We also have Ready Steel on Inaros, and we just slapped Focus Energy for the another 40 efficiency, 90% cap. So, bro, this 6x instantly without having to do any fuck around is already gonna be better than your Crescendo stacked up. Why? Because everything gonna be dying instantly anyway. Not to speak of the scaling I will have with Influence whenever I proc it and I like hit 20 enemies plus with a shockwave that has over 100 meter range possible. That's gonna like keep on proccing that, yeah, you and your Crescendo. And Exilus slot, you can use normal Tenokai or Dispatch Overdrive like I do, because I like to move fast as fuck, boy. And I think it's the perfect time to take a look how it all works together. Once mission starts in this build, the first thing you do is fully swap to the melee weapon, so you never get bored with the other shitty picks we have. It's all about the lifesteal on Daikyu. So we can do this and finish our armor stacking up, or the status immunity as well. If we want some more armor from it, we can get that juicy Noctua in hand for a second, just to get that juicy Abi strength. I forgot we Uniru, so can't really get Sling strength, but can get some more armor. We can move fast as fuck, boy. Look at that beautiful pulling. I don't know. We can melee to end it quicker. Save ourselves like the pain. But yeah, back to the killing, because that's what's important. Here we go. It's actually beautiful combo points. 113. Damn, they do so much damage. Oh no. Dalker. I wonder how much is my like average armor without that aura mod. Where's that one guy with the marked thingy? Bye-bye. Oh, I wasn't looking at my armor. Fucking stalker. Here we go, 720. Yeah, the range seems to be nerfed quite a lot for the numbers of armor we get. 720 is not that much. Let's see if we can tank it all. Gonna get some Abyss strength meanwhile. Oh, I can press my... Get out of my... No, like, look at that dodge. He dodged with the heat. Big knock to a pump. The dog keeps us alive. As long as the dog's alive, I will be alive, sadly. So, gotta wait till the doggo goes bye-bye. Here we go. Now I can die. Let's get a gas cloud somewhere. Okay, maybe now we can tank it. Kill me. Wonder how long the gas cloud can last. As long as his heat was up, I was fine. Maybe if I went for level cap, I'd need like an extra something for the defensive. But you know, I can just tickle them and go full HP. Tickle and full HP. So literally triple umbrat him. Just for that tankiness. Why not? Gotta waste them somewhere. So... yeah, but Archon could be enough. You could play your elemental thingy if you're into this. But yeah, that means no gas, no... that means also no... blast, no gas, but... wireless anyway, the thing to go, I think, so... Oh, and I forgot the big armor part is from the pet. Did he mark something somewhere? Did I get armor? No. Here we go. I should be tanky as fuck now. Let's see. Oh my god, I electrified them. I think the Horus is just killing them, so they're not really hitting me. Wish I knew where he marked now. Close to? No. Somewhere here? No. Here? No. I won't really look for the icon, but I just randomly try to find it. Oh no, my crit went off. And I got my armor. Try to kill me, Vor. That's just 660 though. Maybe the aura changes a lot, after all. I mean, I'm not dying with the pet. The hunter recovery and the hit it does. Just look. And now it explodes in contagious bond, so they are all kind of giving me insane amount of healing. And now I'm gonna get my own gas clouds. Big heal per second. It's gonna be actually hard to match it with any frame, this heal per second. With the recovery and pet doing damage with hit. Especially with the contagion and the mecha set. Is he even taking damage? I guess he is. No, he ported. Let's see how can we tank an Acolyte. Oh, I got 1.3k armor for the Acolyte. Come here, boy. Oh no, he ragdolling my ass. No, don't do it. No, don't do it. I need to find the dog icon. I'm gonna kill him with the fucking giant light. Get fucked. Oh, is he not getting damaged by it? What? That's a fucking scam. But I do a slam here, not to die. Oh, here we go. No, Huras, fucking leave him. My dog killed my test subject. Sorry, guys. Pet broken. Don't play Roar. You break your game. Game crashes from the pet damage. Yeah. Pretty chill spec, eh? I saw people doing some defensive, some physique. Bruh. Losing all this 30 combo points. Couldn't leave. Couldn't sleep at night. If I don't this. Only thing is if we proc on that marked enemy. Shit goes funny as well with the damage around. What is this pet doing though? It's never anything marked. Oh, here we 1k. I think I procced an elemental as well. Look, I'm quite tanky, even though it's just armor. This fucking pet always healing me. The pet won't die as long as the fucking armor lasts, that's for sure. Let's say if I had my 4 and I would prime, I do like hundreds of meals because condition overload and CM. But no need. All I need to do is the second swing on the heavies, which is 3 times as strong as the first one, which is this one. Vertical is 0.5, horizontal 1.5. 3 times as strong. So let's see this heavy gun. 900k. 209. 1-1, 407. That 1-1 was debuffed with something, with at least one status, so it did way more. That's how condition overload works when it's multiplicative. It goes just about hacking bananas on the numbers. Fuck me. I need that anime feel of like cutting the mountain. Like Madara with the Susano. But okay, that would be enough from me for now. Because yeah, Inaros is broken as you can clearly see. His abilities are also broken because they are just boring to press. Yeah, I can entertain the Inaros mains by pressing the 2. Oh wait, let me do the thing. Where is it? A sec. Oh my god, those are the eggs. He was blinded. Nah, he was already able to. Bro, even getting this shit to be used and get my finisher is so hard. Everything's fucking overguarded here. Holy fuck, it's so hard to use that one. Here we go. Get fucked. 1, 2. You want some? They are overguarded. They actually ruined my fun. Well, I can press the 1. Oh, nullifier. Rip. Rip bozo. But I can always do this. Oh, this fucking... Oh, the Susano. And one more. And we can... Ah, he died. Actually, the Cobra was useful with it. But yeah, back to the fact that it was all from me. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, share and subscribe, of course. And as always, see you on the next one.